Growing up, many of us has played Piko, and you can still see children playing it on the street. It may have simple mechanics, yet it is still a fun game to play. Moreover, Piko or hopscotch is one of the most famous Philippine games. It is a group game and can be played with as many people as one. And unlike other Filipino games nowadays, Piko is more physical and requires more jumping. Playing Piko is very simple. All you need to have is a marker, usually a chalk or charcoal or anything that can be used to draw lines on the ground. You also need pamato for this game. This is usually a stone or a part of a broken pot. Now, so much for a brief introduction for this video about Piko. Now let's move to what is the objective of this game. Considering the fact that this game is a type of a group game, here are its objectives. First, to jump over a certain box that has your stone or pamato in it. Second, to successfully finish it without stepping the lines or outside the lines. Now, guided by its objectives, let's watch this video.
Hopscotch is a fun kids game where players try to get all the way across a hopscotch board drawn on the ground in chalk. To play hopscotch, first draw the board on the ground in chalk, which looks like a vertical column with 3 singles boxes, then a pair of boxes, then an alternating set of single boxes in pairs, and finally, a half circle at the end. Number each square in ascending order. Now, each player gets a beanbag, bottle cap, or token. The first player tosses their token onto the first square. If the token doesn't land in the first square, that player loses their turn. If it does land in the first square, that player hops across each square on 1 foot. When they come to a pair of squares, that player must land with 1 foot on each square before hopping to the next square. When that player gets to the end of the board, they turn around and hop back the same way. If they make it back without falling or landing on the wrong square, they succeed at the round, and the next player goes. On their next turn, they try to throw their token on the second square this time. If they succeed again, they try to get their token on third square their next turn, and so on. If a player falls, lands on the wrong square, or steps on a line, their turn ends and they have to start over on the same square their next turn. The first player to get all the way up and down the board with their token wins.
Now let's proceed to the mechanics of the game. And for this game, we have 9 important things to remember. Number 1, the players stand in front of the rectangle number 1, and each player take turns in tossing his pamato inside the 4th rectangle dividing line. The player who tosses his pamato closest to the line gets to play first. This is called the manuhan. Number 2, only hops and skips are allowed using either right or left foot. Landing on both feet is only allowed on the areas or areas considered as home or bahay of a certain player who has earned it after successfully finishing the game. No other player can step on this area. Number 3, the first player tosses his pamato in the rectangle number 1. Neither the player nor the pamato must touch the line, or otherwise the player loses her turn. Number 4, the player then tosses his pamato on rectangle number 2, number 3A, number 3B, number 4, number 5A, number 5B, and number 6. Number 5, the player then plays the game all over again, this time starting from rectangle number 5. Number 6, after he has played the entire rectangle, he tosses his pamato strong enough to pass over rectangle number 1, hops passing rectangle number 5 to 1, then jumps over the pamato. Number 7, the player then picks up his pamato. with his back turned against the rectangle play area, he tosses his pamato towards the direction of the play area. Where the pamato lands, that area becomes his home or bahay. Number 8. The game starts all over again for the first player. The rest continues the game they have left off. Finally, number 9. The player who have most number of homes wins. Before we forget, now for the sake of the significance of this video, let's have this kind of situation. Now in that situation, guided by the objective of this game, that neither the player nor the pamato must touch the line, otherwise he or she loses her turn. Now, if Ellen tosses her pamato then touch the line, she will no longer continue the game for she loses her turn already. Okay, so those are the interesting facts about Piko. Again, it may have simple mechanics, yet it's still a fun game to play. Always remember that Piko is one of the most famous Filipino game that we have, so we must learn to recognize it. Again, this is Rilan Tutu. To God be all the glory.